Welcome to Reparenting Daily, your free daily guide for inner child healing and repairing the relationship with yourself. This podcast helps you establish a consistent reparenting routine and is divided into 3 sections. The first is the daily reading, the second is a discussion of the reading, followed by suggested journal prompts, and the last section is peaceful binaural beats meditation for closing. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from whenever and wherever you're joining us. I'm so glad that you could join us on this journey of self-expansion. If this is your first time here, welcome. As a celebration of passing episode 700, I've opened a free membership tier for the Patreon community so you can access additional resources and join the weekly Zoom calls for free. I know there's a lot going on in the world right now and that so many people are really struggling. My hope here is to still encourage others to continue the work on reparenting and to offer a free community where people can come together and do that. I'd also like to thank all of you who've been along on the journey so far. Just as a reminder, this is a free podcast, but you can support the project by purchasing the Reparenting Daily Journal, where you can follow us along all year. This 333-page journal gives you extra insight and resources for each week, and also provides space for you to keep your notes. Another way to support the podcast is to purchase the Fairy Tales for Reparenting series, volumes 1 through 3. This collection organizes famous and obscure fairy tales from around the world into the 3 phases of the hero's journey. While you might think that fairy tales are for kids, I'd like to challenge you. These stories contain profound truths and lessons carried down over millennia that we can use in our reparenting journey. It's a fun way to reconnect with your inner child. Each volume comprises 10 fairy tales. They include an analysis section to help you dive deeper into the message, as well as journal prompts and space to reflect on the story's meaning in your life. Lastly, you can also support the project by taking a paid Patreon subscription, by purchasing the books on the website, or by donating via Buy Me a Coffee. You can find all this information on the Support Us section of the website. So now, with these announcements out of the way, let's dive into today's practice. Today we're going to be listening to a portion of a short interview by Myss as she explains how do you identify intuition from fear or other feelings. Just as a reminder, we are in March, and the theme for this month is building self-trust and confidence. We're in week 4, and the theme for this week is trusting your intuition. I've shared a bit of Myss before, and she's a mystical spiritual teacher who I've come across in the past year. And I really appreciate a lot of her works. They've been really impactful in helping to build a new world image and understanding of how the world works, understanding more of the innate sensitivities and intuitive gifts that I have. And I think that many other people who are in this process of reparenting also have. And so her way of explaining things and her depth of insight and knowledge, she's also, I think, a theologian by background, so she has a lot of experience and research academically in all different kind of religious traditions and spiritual traditions. So she has a unique way of blending all of those together, which is why I appreciate her. And so if you've ever wondered, how can you know if it's your intuition? Let's take a listen to what she has to say.
Intuition is your form of recognizing I've just had a hit. I'm getting information. Here's what is true. You won't become clearly intuitive if you don't have the capacity or the courage to follow your small intuitive hits. If you can't follow that, you sure aren't going to get a big one.
How do you know when it's truly intuition and not wishful thinking or not imagination?
Yeah. Well, you know what? Because intuition makes you feel uncomfortable. Fantasy doesn't. Okay.
Oh, wow. Now you got to say that again. Intuition makes you feel uncomfortable.
Fantasy doesn't. It's that kind of funky feeling. And somehow or other, with clear intuition, comes a package of courage that you don't get with fantasy. Is like a little battery that gets plugged into your solar plexus, gets plugged into your gut, and it begins to boom, 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 throb constantly. It's relentless, and it gets louder at night. You can count on it. Intuition becomes absolutely obnoxious at night, all right? Until you start doing something about it, and when you start following it, then you begin to experience the phenomenon of synchronicity. Whereas, if it's a manufactured fantasy, you don't get that kind of help. You absolutely don't get that kind of help.
You get closed doors.
Yeah, you get closed doors, or, yeah, people are reminded to forgive and let go. When people are holding on to grudges or can't think kindly of somebody, think of how many times you're reminded, will you get on with it and let this go? Now, what intuition generally does is it's a form of guidance for tomorrow and for today, to make the right choices today so that your tomorrow plays out the way it should. You can't get a clear intuitive hit because you're unable to act on it. You enter fog. You enter chaos. And it's a healing chaos. It's a protective chaos because you're not able to move forward anyway until you let go of the past. So all your intuition will be telling you is let go of the past, because without doing that, I cannot give you a clear choice about tomorrow because you don't have the energy nor the focus to act on it. When you get an intuitive hunch, and usually intuitive hunches will direct you to take the most outrageous path in your life, take it.
Welcome back, guys. I hope you enjoyed this short snippet of Caroline Myss discussing intuition, what it means, how do you distinguish it, what it feels like, and the consequences of following it and not following it. As we reflect on the theme of intuition for this week, we're spending a few more days because it really does, first of all, this month when I spread out the weekly themes, there are a few days left over. So we have a few days additional to focus on the theme of intuition, which is such a foundational part of self-trust, because once you're able to follow and tap into the action that your intuition is telling you to take, that is what's building your self-trust. And when your self-trust is reinforced and you're aware of that, that is how confidence is displayed and manifests through your actions, your behaviors, your thought patterns, and seeps down into your core beliefs. So it's such an important thing to be able to tap into and trust our intuition, to believe in ourselves, so that we can enter that upward spiral. So as we think about some reflection questions for today, number one, in which areas do you feel very strongly about your intuition? Are there certain parts of your life or different areas in which you have a really firm grounding in your intuition? Number two, which areas cause you to doubt your intuition? Or which areas do you doubt your intuition, or do you struggle with accessing your intuition? And number three, what do you think your younger self needs in order to be able to trust your intuition more fully, so that you can relax into the flow of life? This is for today, and as always, thanks for being here. Take care of yourself, and please do be well. Welcome back. Now, this is the third and final section of the daily podcast. This is your silent meditation. Please find a place where you can be comfortable and undisturbed, where you can relax and spend some time with yourself for the next 10 minutes. You can choose to be sitting, standing, lying down, or in whatever position makes you most comfortable today. Just take some time to listen to yourself. Next, be sure that you're taking time to be with your breath and to connect more fully with your body. Don't be disturbed or overwhelmed by your thoughts. Simply allow them to pass. Just observe them. Do not engage with your thoughts. Only be mindful of them passing, as if they are leaves drifting down top river. Use this time to connect with yourself, whatever time of day you are listening to this. Namaste.